today's going to be one of those days. See, I've got a lot going on that, well, frankly, it overwhelms me. I've got this tiny little project. It's foil stamping some business cards that a local print shop printed. The owner's a friend of mine, and I've done this job before. We tweaked some things to make it better, and it made it worse. And I left Friday super frustrated. Friday, Marcus and I tried to clean up the shop a little bit. I tried to do this work. So I just turned the foil press on. I'm gonna attack this thing in a little bit. I'm also working on some printing. I'm waiting on some copper dies to show up today. I don't know if they got shipped or not because the people I bought them from didn't send me a tracking number. They didn't send me any confirmation. Frankly, they didn't even charge my card last week, and they're supposed to be here by like 10 a.m. If they're not, I'm really frustrated because I made a point when I switched to this vendor of trying to know what my cutoff time was for same-day shipment, because that's crucial crap. So this has been 3 or 4 years ago, I would have spent all weekend worrying. I try to stay home with my family and not come into the shop on the weekends as much as possible. I have had to do that in the past. This wasn't super necessary. I can get this done. I don't know how. I'm running frankly out of paper for this foil stamping thing. But then once all this is done, I've got something really exciting. I've got this really great wedding client, a couple from Australia getting married on Lake Como, and I've got their proposal to do, and I'm researching it. Frankly, we've got a really compressed timeline on this, and so I'm working as hard as I can, as fast as I can to get them something great. I'm still in the research phase. I'm blessed. I've actually got photos of this couple's house, which is awesome. They sent me some photos from, I think it was from the architect or from whoever renovated the house, but it's lived in already, so it looks the way they live in it. That is really exciting. That helps me a ton in getting to know their aesthetic style. So I'm gonna wait for that thing to heat up. I'm gonna put some black on the press to get ready for this, and we'll get cranking. But they sent it. These are the dies that I need to print today. So we're cranking on this, get as much done as we can, and probably knock it off in an hour or two, whatever I can get done, and then get working on that proposal.
Like chosen people. Because to me, that's a little bit how I feel about this.
All right, so I got a little bit of stuff done today. Check these out. This is going to be, once it's trimmed down, coffee labels for a part of a gift for the historic Seven Sycamores, a beautiful wedding venue that I've done. I'm doing a whole package for. So this is that. Got a couple more pieces that I'll get printed in the morning for them, and then it's time to assemble everything. I also ran off more of these tags for Top Buttons, a really great nonprofit in town that I've worked with before on these, and time for another round of those. So I got those going. And check this out. I'm so stoked to get this. This came from Ryan at MC Pressure. There. Oh, man. Well, first of all, That's some really killer knockout foil. Holy cow, that is gorgeous. But check it out. Check it out. Look at that. That in case you missed it, that is That's a Heidelberg windmill. Pretty sure it would be a 10 by 15. Well, yeah, it would be 10 by 15 Heidelberg windmill, and beautiful enamel pin from Ryan at MC Pressure. Did you see this video? I posted it. Apparently, I posted it from Petapixel. Apparently, it was on a bunch of like the photography subreddits. Like a friend was telling me, and just made the rounds on Facebook. This thing about the photographer that elbowed the stepmom out of the way, and the bride was happy. The bride was happy. The photographer felt vindicated. All that's super cool. First of all, like, don't put yourself in a situation where there's a possibility that you can be charged with assault. Like, just don't do it. A lot of people have been talking about like how much experience this photographer has or what. I mean, the reality is, if I'm honest, from the looks of the wedding, it's not the kind of wedding I'd expect like a really experienced wedding pro to be at. I don't know how else to say it. And like, I totally get that if you have talked to particularly a family member who's being difficult, like, that photographer is there to serve her couple, period. Parents, no, like, they may be paying for it, but like the whole thing is, it's really about, well, shoot, this goes into something else. So hold on a second, but let's work on this train of thought. It's a challenge when you've got parents paying for things. Like, who do you answer to? I don't know who paid in this case, but the reality is the photographer was there to do her job. She was unable to do her job. I mean, if you haven't seen the video, watch it. The stepmom literally steps right in front of the photographer at the first kiss. Like, not cool at all. But she just checks her out of the way. And I wanted to talk about that today, but then something came up. I posted it on my Facebook, on my profile, and someone I know from high school, like, I don't think I've talked to him in probably 10 years, replied to it. And a wedding pro, and the two of them got no conversation. And it was civil, although confrontational. And essentially this guy from my high school was like, used the phrase bodily harm, or like threat of bodily harm. Like, I don't even know how to talk about this in ways that are still kind to the people involved. It was really a trashy thing to say, if I'm frank. It was really a pretty trashy thing to say. And one of the things that he brought up was like something about this being his bride's perfect day. And I almost jumped out of my seat. And I am so excited because this is the first time it's just completely dawned on me how big of a change we've experienced in the wedding industry in the last few years. The fact that it is so much more often not about the bride or even the couple as it is about the community. It's about the friends and the family and the experience coming together. And of course, there are still bridezillas. And of course, there are brides that just really want to have it right. And there are grooms that really just want to have it the way they want it. And that's awesome. And I love working with people like that. But who I really love working with are when they do that at the service of their tribe. When they do that because they care about making an experience for their people. And that's what most of my clients are like. And it just reminded me how far we've come. You know, I got married a decade and a half ago. And in that era, like, that was how we all talked about weddings. It was about what the bride wanted. And it really was like our big day. And yes, it's the biggest day of your life. But at the same time, it's like the only chance you ever get to get all those people in one place, all the people you love and care about. And I'm just so thankful that the industry has shifted into this place where couples are starting to understand that, where we're concerned about our tribes and their experiences. And that's why I care so deeply about creating invitations that are a true reflection of the couple and their relationship with their people, because it stands in that place when they're not there. And I'm super bullheaded about that, because why pay for invitations if you're not going to do it? It doesn't make sense to me. I'll get off my high horse now. Anyway, I want to hear what you think, both about like, was the photographer right for doing the elbow thing, and about couples and the way we think about like what a wedding is for. Let's talk about it. Comment below. In the meantime, I just got a lead on a new cutter out of the blue today, which is kind of exciting. It's actually the guy that I was doing this foil piece for earlier. He's got one just kind of hanging out that is like his backup that he's not really using. So we're going to talk and see if that works. I've got a new pin I'm really excited about. Watch this. In addition to that Seven Sycamores piece, the coffee label, there is this, which is an illustration that I did of one of their spaces, and this stunning illustration by Annie B. Calligraphy that she did of one of their spaces. I've got to duplex these. I had single thick paper. I printed it, and like, that's not how we roll here. Like double thick is a minimum for me. And so I'm going to duplex these, trim them down, and get everything kind of lined up for Seven Sycamores. I'm so excited for this whole thing to come together. And well, it's Monday right now, and tonight is the knot party, and I'm bummed to be missing it yet again. And I'm watching on Facebook like all my friends flying to New York today or yesterday to get together. I love you guys. You are all an inspiration to me, and I'm sorry I can't be there. Hopefully next year. In the meantime, if you enjoy what I do, please do all the things like subscribe, all that stuff, and tell somebody you know. I'll see you next time. Bye.